What's up, everybody? One moment here. About to get this video started. All right, guys. Welcome. We got the look ahead show here. Vegas Al. Gonna give you guys some look aheads here. We got a lot of action tomorrow here for Wednesday. Let me just get started here. We're only gonna break down the NBA Cup here, and we're gonna do some look aheads for the NFL. A lot of action. I want to be sharp here for you guys, and I want to give you guys the best picks possible. That's why just a limited show today here, guys. We got NFL Sunday and Monday night look-aheads, and then we got NBA Cup action for tomorrow. Obviously, we have that Tony's Picks morning show for the next day here. We'll give you guys some college football or college basketball and some hockey. So just tune into that there tomorrow morning. But we'll start here with this first game on Sunday. A great one here. I'm looking forward to this one between the 49ers and the Browns. Browns 4.5-point dogs on the road. The spreads moved down from +6 to +4.5 on the Browns here. Public's all over the Browns off after that Shedeur Sanders performance against the Raiders. Browns getting a win like that. I'm going to fade the public here, and I'm on the 49ers here, minus the 4.5. At the end of the day, still head and shoulders above what the Browns can offer. As long as the 49ers don't give up 10 sacks there to the Browns, I can definitely see the 49ers covering the spread minus 4.5. Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, the rest of this 49ers squad still playing elite defense without a guy like Fred Warner in the middle of that defense. Can only look the 49ers way. This one to me seems like a layup. I don't get the line move, but yes, all over the 49ers. This one's one of the best bets for me of the week. On to the next game, we got the Jaguars here facing the Titans. Titans 6.5-point dogs at home, and I will go to those Titans here who have been playing some great ball recently. Some competitive football, losing there by almost one possession in the last couple of weeks. That Texans game sticks out. Last week, what they did here, I can only look the Texans' way. If I can get this thing to work, give me 1 second. Dealing with some, there you go, Texans plus the 6.5. I like what Cam Ward has shown so far this year. I think they're only going to keep getting better. Jeffrey Simmons there back in the defensive lineup there for the Titans is a big piece up front for this Titans run defense. And yes, I think they can hang around. You want to buy the half point, not mad at it, but I definitely think Titans are live to keep this one close, if not outright money line this one. Just not in love with Trevor Lawrence. Anybody that knows me knows that I've called Trevor Lawrence Mr. Look Like Tarzan, Look Like Jane. Literally looks like him. I mean, come on. Trevor Lawrence has not been living up to that first overall pick type hype that was coming out when he first got drafted. I'm all over the Titans there. And then another game here, we got the 4.5-point dog in the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. First couple games didn't give you guys the injury report. My bad on that. Trying to run through these real quick. Let me give you the injury report on this one here. Colts, Texans. Big question marks, obviously, with the quarterback there for the Texans. Is it going to be Stroud? Is it going to be Mills? Either way, I still like the Texans. Both guys are, I think, able to manage this game. You guys heard me call the Colts fool's gold, couple pieces still missing. Obviously, Buckner is a big piece to not have for the Colts. I can only look the Texans' way here with the plus 4.5. I think they can win this one as well outright. So I'm on the Texans here plus the 4.5 points. Let's lock that one in. If you guys want these props, tune in later on in the week. I will have the props there for you guys in this NFL Sunday action. Let me pull this up. Texans plus the 1.5. I don't know what's going on, why this isn't pulling up. Give me a second. There you go. Texans plus the 4.5. All right, on to the next one here. We got the Saints taking on the Dolphins. tricky game, if you ask me. A game I'm really not rushing to the window to bet. Giving you guys a pick here. I wouldn't mind actually leaning the Saints side here at the end of the day. So, Kamara's going to be questionable with this MCL injury. I doubt he plays. I still think there's just plenty enough weapons here on this Saints side to keep this one close. I don't know. I can't lay anything over 6 points with the Miami Dolphins. So I like the Saints here plus a 6. But I think the best bet in this game is this one right here, the over 42.5 in this one. I still can see Tua putting up some points in this one. And obviously Tyler Shaw looking good out the gate, not too bad. Former hotshot here out of Louisville. I like what the Saints have to offer here. We'll take the over 42.5 as well in this one. On to the next. We got the Falcons and the Jets. If I can get this pulled up. All right, there you go. Falcons, Jets. We got the Jets 2.5-point dogs at home. Read you guys the injury report on this one. Couple pieces out. Obviously, I think Tyrod Taylor's still the starter. They benched Justin Fields there. Garrett Wilson obviously still out. Cisco, the safety, still out. That's about it as far as key pieces. For the Falcons, you got Drake London still questionable. Penix obviously still out. We'll be having to look at Kirk Cousins here for the Falcons. And actually, that's where I'll look. I'll look at the Falcons here minus the 2.5. I just still think too many pieces for this Falcons team. Better at the end of the day than this Jets squad. No way I can back them here, even at home. I'll lay the 2.5 points here with the Atlanta Falcons. On to the next game. Excuse me here, dealing with some stuff. All right, we got the Rams here as 10.5-point favorites on the road against Carolina. Just saw Carolina kind of lay an egg, at least offensively there against the 49ers. Not a big fan of Bryce Young, at least from the pocket. And, I think he has some pieces around him. I like a Chuba Hubbard. I like a Rico Dowdle, Tetairoa McMillan. There's been pieces around this Bryce Young, and still can't trust offensively what the Panthers will bring. Can only look the Rams' way. I get it. It's a giant number, the minus 10.5. But I think the Rams are on a mission here, and I think they do get this one done here against Carolina on the road. Let me pull that up. 1 second. There you go. Rams minus 10.5 here. All right, on to the next one. We got those Arizona Cardinals. Jesus, what is going on with this? There you go. Arizona Cardinals taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cardinals 3.5-point dogs on the road here in Tampa. Just saw Tampa kind of get obliterated there by the Rams in that primetime game. That's talking me off of the off of the Buccaneers here. I still think Jacoby Brissett's serviceable, able to get this W here for the Cardinals. 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the year already for Brissett. I don't know. I just think the Cardinals hang around here in this NFC matchup. You look at some of the injuries here on the Buccaneers side. Dean, the corner. Another corner here in Morrison. 2 corners out for the Buccaneers. Can only help this Cardinals offense move the ball down the field. And Bucky Irving still questionable as well for the Buccaneers. Host of injuries. We'd like to see Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Cardinals obviously to play. Questionable due to illness. I do expect him to play. But yes, I like the Cardinals. I like Jacoby Brissett and what he's done so far. Again, an NFL quarterback at the end of the day. We will take the Cardinals plus 3.5. All right, on to the next game here. We got those Minnesota Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Ugly game there for the Seahawks last time out if you had the Seahawks minus the points. Unfortunately, I was on the Seahawks minus the 13. Just got backdoor covered there. Ugly. But I can only look their way here against the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. I just can't trust the Vikings to compete with what the Seahawks have offensively. I think Sam Darnold, outplays J.J. McCarthy. A lot more experience on the NFL level. can only look the Seahawks way. Jackson Smith and Jigba looking like the best wide receiver in all of football. Give me the Seahawks here minus the 10.5. On to the next game here. We got the Raiders plus the 9.5 against the division rival Chargers. I don't know. This one, to me, let's not overthink this one. I know it's a big, giant spread here with the Chargers and Josh Herbert, but I'm going to look their way. Give you guys an injury report on this one. What do we got here? Chargers are going to be missing. 1 second. Yeah, Chargers obviously still the offensive line, a little bit banged up. Hart still, Hart's questionable. Alt's obviously still out rest of the year. That was a big piece for them to miss. The running back Hampton's clearly still out. Expect the return here in December. Looking forward to that. That'll help this run game, but I still think a guy like Vidal can keep this run game for the Chargers going. I think we have a clear quarterback advantage here with Josh Herbert. Geno Smith, 13 touchdowns, 13 interceptions on the year. Cannot trust him. Genty is questionable as well for this one. Just don't know what the Raiders will bring offensively for me to be comfortable with backing them. That's why I'm on the Chargers here, minus the 9.5. There is a theme this week. I do like a ton of those favorites with those big numbers we're having to lay. It is what it is. On to the next one. We got those. 1 second here. We got those Buffalo Bills minus the 3.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road here. And this one may surprise some people, but I'm on the Steelers here plus the 3.5. At the end of the day, at home, I think they bite down, finally play some good defense. They have been playing some good defense here recently. And reading the injury report here for you guys in this one. 1 second. We got a host of injuries here on the Bills side. Dalton Kincaid, questionable with the hamstring. Chris Samuel still questionable as well. As far as key pieces, that's probably it. But then on the Steelers side, obviously Aaron Rodgers is going to be questionable here with this wrist injury. I still think Rudolph gives them the better chance to win anyways. I'm looking the Steelers' way here, plus the 3.5 points. On to the next one. We got the 6.5-point favorites, Denver Broncos, on the road against the Washington Commanders. And this one here, injury report. Let me read it out to you guys. We got, obviously, Surtain return in this one. He is questionable with that pectoral injury. He's been sidelined the last couple of weeks. That's really the main piece for Denver Broncos defense. And really in the injuries, it's really Surtain. You look at the Commanders, Scary Terry's supposed to be out or at least questionable. And Jaden Daniels questionable. We don't know necessarily if he's going to play. Mariota might have to fill in again. He's been solid, but, they haven't been winning with Mariota at the helm. And that's the reason why I'm struggling to get here. But what gets me on the Commanders still is the fact that I'm not a big Bo Nix fan. I think Bo Nix has to make most of his plays outside of the pocket. Not the biggest stature of quarterbacks here in the league for Bo Nix. I think he has to make, again, most of his plays outside of the pocket. And I think this Commanders team can stick around. Still plenty of weapons to go to. We'll take the plus 6.5. If you want to buy the half point there with the Commanders, cannot blame you. But the side I think here is the Commanders plus 6.5. Next game here, we got the New York Giants taking on the New England Patriots. This one's a fun matchup, a little Super Bowl rematch, obviously. Completely new different teams with Drake May now at the helm. Clearly off to like an MVP-like start here for Drake May. Giants been kind of a dumpster fire last couple years, not just this year. 2-10 on the year against the 10-2 Patriots. You could say the writing's on the wall, but we got a questionable Jackson Dart. We'll see if he plays in concussion protocol. But you look at a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau, questionable. That's a big time pass rusher missing for the Giants. Just not a big believer in this Giants team. To let go of that lead like that against the Lions, They've done that a couple times this year. Obviously, the Broncos game sticks out. I'm going to lay it here with the Patriots. I think we can only look their way. Just kind of rolling on all cylinders right now. 10-2. Division and everything stands right in front of them. We're on the Patriots here, minus the 9.5. I do think, minus the 7.5. I do think the Patriots are probably one of the best AFC teams. Vrabel has this team, looking about as good as possible right now. That is all of the Sunday and Monday night look-aheads here for the NFL. Now we'll move over to the NBA Cup. All we're going to have tonight on this episode is the NBA Cup and NFL look-aheads. There's just so much action, guys. I want to give you guys sharp bets. I don't just want to give you guys picks without doing the handicapping. I still have to get on this NHL. It's going to be a late night for me. Let's be real. Big-time NHL slate. Haven't even gotten into it. But, again, check out the Tony's Picks morning show. We'll have all of that broken down for you. And another massive college basketball slate. Still haven't even gotten into it. Point of the look ahead shows to give you guys sharp action ahead of it, And this first game here, Pistons and Celtics. Let's check out the injury report on this one. 1 second, guys. All right. NBA Cup action here, Pistons, Celtics. As far as the Pistons are concerned, just Marcus Sasser, Bobby Clintman, they're supposed to be out. Not too major there for the Pistons. And then Quetta, the big-time center there for the Celtics, and then obviously still Tatum. So basically a clean injury report here for the Pistons-Celtics game. I'm going to make this bet strictly off the culture that the Celtics have created here. I still believe in a Joe Mazzulla-led squad. They've kind of found a way to patch up this lineup, playing 50-50 ball out the gate. I think the 15-2 record from the Pistons is a little bit fraudulent. Yes, we'll trust Vegas. We'll lay the 2.5 points here with the Celtics. Again, this one's just a trust in the culture of the Boston Celtics to get this one done here. We'll take the minus 2.5 with the Boston Celtics. On to the next game. We got the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets. Knicks 6.5-point favorites on the road in Charlotte. This one here, let me get the injury report for you guys. All right. We're going to have Landry Shamet and OG Anunoby still out for those Knicks. Nothing too major here for the Hornets. Injury report looking basically clean on the Hornets side. That doesn't affect it, though, here. I still think Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and a guy like Josh Hart, just still too many pieces for me to want to look the Hornets' way. That's why I'm on the Knicks here, minus the 6.5. Expecting a big night out of Cat. I don't know who's necessarily going to guard him. A guy like Kalkbrenner, I still think is a little too young in the tooth to handle a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. All over the Knicks, minus 6.5 here. All right. Prop for that Knicks game, though, I'll go back to it. If you want to look the other way on the Hornets, I still do like Concanite to have a big-time night. This guy, last 4 matchups, last 4 games, has scored over 25 points. I like Concanite, a potential Rookie of the Year type candidate for those for those Hornets. I still do like the Knicks, though, minus the 6.5. I just think a lot deeper team. Let me get the Knicks here, minus the 6.5. On to the next one. We got the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Miami Heat. And, yes, ugly injury report here for the Bucks. Let me get into it 1 second. Giannis, from what I remember, Giannis still game time decision. Hoping he can play here on the back-to-back type spot or what is it? Yeah, played 2 nights ago against the Blazers, kind of laid an egg. We were on the Blazers, though, in that matchup. Kind of expected the Bucks to not show up there with resting Giannis. I think, they show up here, Bucks with Giannis in the lineup, NBA Cup action here. That's why I'm on the Bucks here, plus the 7.5. And I like the Giannis Antetokounmpo props. We'll take the over points, rebounds, and assists with him. Obviously, still a game time decision, but I'm banking on Giannis to play here in this one. So we will take the Bucks plus the 7.5 against the Heat. Actually love this NBA Cup slate. Absolutely love it. Next game we got here, we got the +9.5 Pacers on the road against the Toronto Raptors. Raptors have been a team I'm really high on this year. Plenty of pieces. Obviously, RJ Barrett's still missing from the lineup there with the knee injury. But again, host of injuries on the Pacers side. Yes, I think they get on a run here. They've been covering some spreads for us. They did cover for us as well last time out against the Pacers. I think they cover again here against the Raptors. At the end of the day, a guy like McConnell, Ben Shepherd, Siakam, and the rest of this crew here for the Pacers can at least keep this one close against the Raptors. That's why I'm looking the Pacers way here, plus the 9.5. At 2-15, I'd like to see them get on a run. I still think they have a roster capable of doing that. Will they make the playoffs? I don't know. They've dug themselves a big-time hole. But in this particular spot, I'm on the Pacers plus 9.5. All right, on to the next game. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Thunder. I'll be short and frank with this one. At the end of the day, this is game of the year type bet. I got this bad boy at plus 10.5 with the Timberwolves. Big time night out of Anthony Edwards. I'm expecting 40-plus points out of him. This is a revenge spot for the Timberwolves. Again, facing a Thunder squad that eliminated them last year in the playoffs. 8 matchups against this Thunder squad last year. Did win 3 of them. So it's not like they've been just not even competitive in this matchup. I think 8.5 is even still a little disrespectful. Again, I got plus 10.5, but once it starts getting to sound maybe 6 or 7, maybe 5 or 6, you start looking the Thunder's way maybe, but I can only look the Blazers' way. Even at a 5 or 6, I would take I said Blazers. Even at a 5 or 6, I would take the Timberwolves. Let me put it that way. That's what I'm trying to get at. But I got plus 10.5, plus 8.5 I would take. Yes, all over the Timberwolves here. This is definitely a sprinkle on the money line spot. Do I see the Thunder going 81-1 here? No. They're eventually going to lose a game, 17-1 out the gate. Obviously, the defending champs, but this is a spot I can only look the Timberwolves' way. Give me the plus 8.5 here with the Timberwolves. On to the next spot or game. We got the Grizzlies here, 1.5-point favorites on the road against New Orleans. And I like New Orleans. They got it done for us there the other night against the Chicago Bulls. I told you guys, look out for this young star, Derek Queen. Still plenty of pieces here. Let me read you guys this injury report for the Pelicans and Grizzlies game. Yes, don't know John Morant. That's what, again, is getting me off of the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson is expected to play. Zach Edey, a game-time decision. Ty Jerome out. Javon Small out. And Brandon Clark out. Again, Jordan Poole, Herbert Jones are the only really 2 main pieces out for this Pelican squad. I expect the Pelicans to hang tight, win this one outright, really. I'll take the plus 1.5 here with the Pelicans. All right, buzzing right on through this NBA Cup card. One of my favorite NBA Cup slates of the year, really. Love this slate. On to the Rockets versus the Warriors. Rockets 1.5-point dogs on the road. Reading you guys this injury report here. We got, what do you call it here? We got Kevin Durant obviously still out. Tari Eason out. Steven Adams out. Finney Smith out. Obviously Van Fleet's out for the whole year. Draymond Green here on the Warriors side, a game-time decision. Horford out. Kuminga out. DeAndre Melton out. I don't know. I feel like this one should be favored towards the Warriors a little bit more. And the fact that this price is basically at a pick 'em, it's telling me that the Rockets still can find a way to get this done. I still like some of the long wings that they have. A guy like Thompson out there to be able to guard multiple positions. A guy like Sengun who on any given night can get near triple-double type numbers. I don't know. It's going to be up to the Rockets defending the 3. I like the Rockets as well on this one, but I do think the Warriors still get off some points. That's why I think this total is still a little too low, and we're all over the 225.5 in this one. Yes, I like the Rockets, but, I think the safer bet is the over 225.5 in this one. Definitely could see both teams getting near the 120s. All right, on to the next game. Blazers have been just surprising people all year long. We were on them last time out, cashed. Avdija, again, playing at an MVP level. This one here, though, Wembanyama still out for the Spurs. Stephen Castle out for the Spurs. Dylan Harper, a game-time decision. McLaughlin out. And Harrison Ingram is a game-time decision. You look at the Blazers here, Shaden Sharp, game-time decision. Scoot Henderson out. Holiday out. And Matisse Thybulle out. I don't know. Those are three big pieces for the Blazers. But I've already mentioned him. Avdija playing at an MVP-like level. This team is still very long with a guy like Kamara playing the 2 guard. Just an absolute bully out there on the wing, almost 6'9". And efficient shooting-wise as well, Kamara. That's a big piece for him. Another guy like Jeremy Grant. I like this Trailblazer squad. They've only made us money this year. Can only look their way. Minus 125 on the money line is a solid enough price for the home team here against the Spurs squad without Wembanyama. All right, on to the final game of the night here. We got the Phoenix Suns, 4.5-point favorites on the road against the Sacramento Kings. Get the injury report here for you guys. Looking like, obviously, Ryan Dunn still out, Grayson Allen, and Jalen Green still out for the Phoenix Suns. And Dennis Schroeder, game-time decision. Sabonis, again, still out. Expected to return late December here, if not before January. Sabonis still dealing with the dealing with the meniscus left knee, 3 to 4 weeks. I'm reading here for him. Doesn't really scare me away looking at the Kings, but I don't know. It's hard to choose a side in this one because I feel like D-Book can go off any given night. I do think the safer play, again, is going right back to an over in this one. Not a lot of defense. This King squad or a Westbrook, a guy like Levine, DeRozan, the rest of this bench the rest of these guys coming off the bench for the Kings. And obviously D-Book and the rest of this crew can still score. We'll take the over 233.5 in this one. All right, what are we rolling? We're almost 30 minutes into this episode. And again, so much action, especially having to break down this NFL slate for you guys. Tough to really give you guys all the action for tomorrow. Again, check out the Tony's Picks morning show. We will get into some college basketball. Obviously, I didn't give out any college basketball tonight or NHL, a massive NHL slate. I will be breaking it down tonight. And by tomorrow morning, I will have you guys some picks for the morning show. But for tonight, it's just the NFL look-aheads, NBA basketball. Go check out what we got on Tony'sPicks.com. And, let's make tomorrow a winning day, guys. Best of luck. Peace. Taking a long time. All right, leave.